After returning downstairs to inform the barmaid that you would be unable to capitulate to her demands due to a prior arrangement with Minerva, Jasmine openly expressed disappointment in her wanting to do things with you on the first day. Though a rather curious choice of words got you thinking about the true intent behind her language. "You win this round, Magitech lady." That's a rather curious thing to say. If you didn't know any better, you'd say that Jasmine sees Minerva as a rival. And after conceding this round, she proceeded to say, "It would be unreasonable of me and unfair to Minerva if I were to try to get you to do otherwise. So fair enough. If this were any other woman, you'd leave it at that." As that could very well be precisely what they mean. But this isn't just any other woman. This is Jasmine. She's selfish when it comes to the things that she really wants. So while she may say that as an attempt to save face, that is in fact very likely what she genuinely wants to do. Tell you to tell Minerva, "Too bad, he's mine for the day." Yet she knows that's both unreasonable and very selfish. But knowing her, she still wants to say it, but she won't. Yeah, you're not buying that little performance. Jasmine apparently just realized that you're not either. The woman's immediately flushed face, all too telling that she's aware that you're onto her and what she's really thinking. As if to escape before you could glean any more insight from her, she immediately retreats to the basement. However, her tactical retreat is all too late, as she has already unwittingly shown her hand, because all her little stunt to play off her true feelings managed to accomplish is confirm suspicions you've already had for a while now. Jasmine likes you. A lot. For as much sass, harassment, and even threats of violence she levies your way, you have formed a bond with all your similarities you've learned about one another over the past few days. However, after seeing it all play out a second time, you've been granted deeper insight into her words and actions. Because where on the surface stands a strong, independent woman who's very much in control of her life and confident in decisions, below that facade, however, is a sad, lonely and insecure little girl who had to give up everything and start life anew in a land far from home. Being able to further analyze repeating events, it's now all too obvious that your unwitting heroics in the AAL moved her, and from that moment on, she was very quickly come to realize she can rely on your strength. She then learned that the two of you actually have much in common, as you're both far, far from your homes. So only very recently did you learn that you are also much further from your true home than you first realized yourself. While you certainly hadn't intended for your actions to have the impact that they did, as you were merely doing what you believed was right, that honesty and strength of character is apparently all it took to really win over this woman. However, with her now knowing that you're onto her and how she really feels about the situation, she is now attempting to run away. However, she's about to find out that you're not so easily evaded. Not anymore. Because you're not the same man from within the dream that the goddess showed you 2 years ago. The long journey has changed you, hardened you, brought you far more confidence in yourself, your words and in your actions. You clench your claws, and done a serious and confident expression as you stride forward towards the doors to the basement and follow down after her. You reach the bottom of the stairs and reach for the door handle, only to find that the door is actually locked. Cute. Would you like to try to open it? Phoebus?
I would Bast would essentially sigh and try the handle.
Well, you know that you already did, and you know that it's locked. But, would you like to open the door?
Would you like to convince the door to open?
Okay, would I like to intimidate the door? Okay. Yes.
Make a strength check at advantage.
Wait, what? That's why. Okay. I was confused for a second.
Da 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 da. Oh wait, that's discussion. Play. Here we go. With a 15. Although the fact is just +3, I forgot about that. Undeterred at the woman's attempt to escape, you grip the handle and step into the door. You hear the sound of a small metal mechanism door handle groan and then break before the door opens. What the fuck? You then find Jasmine sitting at a table, and as she sees you enter, she just buries her face into her palms with a groan. When she notices you enter, she mumbles to her hands. Gods, you're fucking persistent. Though I should have known that wouldn't stop you.
Would have been easier if you hadn't locked it. I guess that's another thing that needs to be fixed.
She rests her palms.
We'll sort it out.
What did you say?
We'll sort it out.
She rests her palms on the table before looking towards you. Well, you caught me. What do you want, Spellboy? Come on, you break into the room just to see me. You don't here just to waste my time.
No, I'm not here to waste your time. I swear, you're nothing but a little girl under a tough facade.
She grimaces as you say that.
What do you really want, Jasmine? You're someone who doesn't just give up on what she wants. Your jealousy could be... Your jealousy was so obvious.
She lets out a small laugh. Was I really that fucking obvious? I must be losing my edge. And she takes a deep breath before she sighs. Of course I'm jealous of Minerva. It's kinda hard not to be. She's got brains, beauty, and a resume of achievements a fucking mile long. As for me, I'm just a nobody barmaid who failed to follow her dreams and turned into crime as a result of it.
Really?
Good as... Go on, sorry?
Really? Boss says with an unimpressed expression.
Yeah, what good is someone like me compared to someone like that? Dare you to try to explain that one?
Let's see. I can certainly try. Sure, Minerva has the brains, the beauty. Was going to say brawn, but not so much. What are you in comparison to her? You're someone who was forced to escape your home, someone who was forced to survive in the means that they could get their hands on. As for why you turned to crime, why does that matter?
What it fucking matters? Your image actually matters now, so if you spend your free time with us, or what personal company you keep reflects on you, having me hang around would just drag your image down.
With the fence, yes. With Jasmine, no. Does the city really hate you that much that you think that would cause my image to tumble into the sewers with that? Or are you just trying to run away again?
She tightly grasps around her hand's knuckles. She'll say that. In case you haven't realized it yet, you're the goddamn fucking Storm Herald now, Clack. Not to mention a champion of Cinephon, you literally carry the will of a god and the voice of another. You're not exactly some unknown person anymore. Hell, high profile doesn't exactly cut it. You don't just walk up to someone like that and ask them to spend a day with you. Especially if you're someone like me. And whatever good I might have done, I'm still a criminal. And that's all I am. So what do you have to say to that? What can you say?
Bosk smiles.
What?
Starts laughing. Laughs a little bit.
Did you come here to pick a fight?
Is that really the best defense you can come up with, Jasmal?
Just get to the fucking point.
I get it. You like me, and you want to spend time with me. Yet you're trying to run away with it anyway. So do you want to go out during the Landfall Festival or not? You hate Minerva that she got ahead of you. As you said, that she wins this round. That I'll be all yours, as you said.
Alright, here.
Just like... You followed me down here and broke my door and you still feel the need to say that? Isn't it obvious? You saved me. Back in AOL. It's not just that. Despite all the bullshit that keeps happening around here lately, you still continue to be there for me.
We're all comrades.
She sighs again. What did you say?
We're all comrades. But that doesn't mean that... Well... There have been... These last 5 days, they have been... It's been 5 days, right?
7.
Yeah, it's been about that.
Okay. I'm like, wait, just the what?
We established it was close to 7 at this point.
Or is it? No, because... Or, well... These days since I arrived here, there's been a lot happening around me, around Morzaver, Murg, and everyone. All the Faithless, really. But what the hell does that matter? There's a lot of similarities between us two, but I doubt that that's not either the reason why you blush around why you blush around me so easily. Of course not.
You know, you're easy to talk to. You tell things how it is. You're strong, you're kind, you're reliable. Other than the scales, what's not to like? I'm kidding, by the way. I don't care that you're a dragonborn. After everything I've been through, you learn to appreciate who a person is. What they are doesn't really matter. Expression then falls a little.
There's another one.
So,
yeah, sure.
So I wasn't all that surprised that Minerva had already asked you to go with her already. She's a bubbly ditz, but she's got guts. It can identify the value of what is right in front of her. And unlike me, she doesn't hesitate to reach for what she wants. So when you told me, I thought of course she did. She's not a coward. Unlike yours truly, who's been hesitating to ask the past 2 days. Hell, I bet if she were around here more, We'd have gone and found her. She'd have asked you then too.
Probably. Really, you remind me so much of my younger sister. You're nothing but... Well, you're still Jasmine, all right.
How so?
I could return all the words that you just said about me to you. As you said, what's there not to like?
Really?
Do I look like I'm lying right now?
Maybe that was true a while back. I used to actually be somebody, Clack. I was Atala Irdumain El Wadahabi, heiress to a noble house. Now, I'm just some barmaid called Jasmine, with the friends of the crowd in the known. And I had to claw my way up from the bottom just to get where I am now. She pauses for a moment, for looking out towards the bar in the corner. Do you have any idea what that is like? To go from a girl who had everything, including a bright future ahead of her, to a girl with absolutely nothing and a future full of uncertainty? I literally went from the very top straight to the very fucking bottom. She sighs again before she shakes her head. Life just sort of stagnated the past few years. I feel like I've been drifting aimlessly, just waiting for something to happen. Then I met you, thinking I actually had an opportunity to cash in big on some discovery, and then maybe use that to try to make something of myself again. I just wanted some money so I could focus on myself for a change, and I fucking got this. She just gesticulates around you, and then sweeps her arm across the room, dropped straight into the deep end of the affairs of the fucking gods. I never asked for any of this. I was just looking for a big break, but now that I notice what is at stake here, I can't just turn away and pretend like I don't know anything. And even so, I'm watching those around me, one by one, rise to greatness or accomplish major things or turn out not being who I thought them to be. It intends to look at you. My life has been turned upside down, Clack. And each time, I thought that this is it. Or that I just can't take anymore. You've been there to catch me before I fall. To keep me upright through all of this. How could I not be grateful for that? How could I not? And she just kind of buries her face in her hands. Be drawn to that. She drags her hands over her face and looks away. Then there's Minerva, that woman's scary genius. She sees exactly what I see in you. In fact, she saw it right away. You probably haven't noticed, but I sure as fucking hell have. Just been keeping her eye on you. Evaluating you. Suffice to say, she likes what she sees. You're smart, strong, dependable, actually somebody of renown. Exactly the kind of man a woman of her caliber would look for. So once again I thought, this is it. There's no way I can compete with that woman now that she's begun to make her move. She gestures a hand in the door. Run a stick with the obviously better picked that you already have in the bag and just let me go. Your scaly ass chases right fucking after me without even an ounce of hesitation. Immediately barging in here, only to catch me once again before I could fall. She then turns back to you with tears in her eyes. Why are you so fucking good at this? It's not fair. Romantic shit like that only is supposed to happen in stories and plays. So how could a girl not be swept off her feet when it actually happens to her? She has a moment to rub her eyes. You know, after I fled home, I'd given up an idea of romance. I couldn't bring myself to let anyone close to me after knowing what I used to be. And how much I lost. But there's just something about you that I just can't seem to push away. You came out of fucking nowhere like a goddamn cannonball right into my life and fucking ruined everything. I haven't had one normal day since I met you. And even though I have only known you for a short time, I somehow feel I can trust you. You could have screwed me over so many times if you really wanted to, but instead you just kept pulling me back to my feet. And now this? How am I supposed to take this? Just what? What am I to you?
Just take it for what it is.
She points a finger at her and continues.
On that last sentence.
What?
You fishbowled on that last sentence.
Just
Yeah,
what am I to you was what she said. And Fabs heard it?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. To say that, she points a finger at you. And I swear, if you're toying with me or you come down here with half-assed intentions...
Bosk wraps his hands around her and pulls her close.
You fucking bastard.
You can say that as many times as you want. I'll do this as many times as to make you believe I'm not.
What is this about?
Didn't we make a promise?
You really aren't fair. You're just not fair, you know.
It's not. If anything, you aren't being fair. Calling me everything between the sun and the earth. Just what am I gonna do with you? I think I might have done this a lot earlier if I just stopped cheating myself. You have no idea how close you are on so many levels. But do you know what, Jasmine?
What?
I suppose your feelings aren't empty. I hadn't even thought of the romance still. When I was looking for it, I was too busy indulging myself in the arcane and looking what I could do to save those close to me. It's been a wild ride these past days.
Could say that again.
So, I needed someone to trust me as well. I could only do the same for them and no more.
Just takes one shuddering breath.
Minerva? Yes, she's smart. She's pretty. She's a woman of renown. You're someone who clawed their way back from the very bottom, still fighting. And that, as well as everything else that constitutes the woman named Jasmine, no amount of Minervas can trump that.
I really hate how fucking smooth you are sometimes.
I'm just telling the truth.
So where does that leave us then? If this is really happening.
Well, considering the Landfall Festival is coming up, what did the books describe it as again? A date, I believe.
Fucking course.
I believe I have read that. That is an easy way to get to know one another better.
That's your sort of romance advisor. Well, it's a good thing that I've got all the experience in the world. As if. Well, Rats, what would you do if I told that I've never really dated before and I have no fucking clue what the hell I'm even doing? That's just perfect. One
Well,
who's never had a
I
date
can- I
before,
can-
and a guy whose sole sort of experience is books.
Boss just laughs at that. Isn't that great then?
That's the recipe for the greatest time ever. Fucking
Besides, who would have wanted to date someone with as crash of a mouth as you?
Hey, you watch yourself, you mister. I may
But
not be
the
as
first
trained
time-
arcane as you, but I can fucking make you hurt.
What was it? Threatened to make me into a leather wallet? For making you so much money?
Still on the table, you know. Well, yeah.
I think this is how it kind of works.
I guess
It's-
so.
Simply works. Still, you are richer than me right now. When it comes to money, at least.
That's a weird feeling. It's weird being at least somewhat closer to what it used to be. I've just gotten so used to barely scraping by with what I make for the first job anyway. And just having to hide the rest of the way in a teeny little box that never seems to get any filler.
A traveling vagrant's life is much like that as well. Besides, my word mostly carries weight within Berkel. However, to everyone looking outside, or everyone looking in from the outside tomorrow and the day after that, I will be the Storm Herald. But if you call me Storm Herald once tomorrow or the day after, I don't know in what kind of pain you will be in. In fact, you're prohibited from calling me Storm Herald.
She wipes at her eyes with an arm, and you just see the side of her face, slowly move into a smirk. Is that a challenge?
Strike one.
Alright. I get the point. Fine then, Clack.
At least that is what I read in the books. Boss kind of like rubs his snout a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good starting point. No need to rush into anything. But I'm really happy to know just what you think about me.
Seeing a thing based on your behavior, considering the wad of putty I'm currently holding in my hands, this was a long time coming, was it not?
Yeah, I could say that. And she just kind of places her hands over her eyes a little bit and rubs. It's fucking weird. For the first time in a long while, I feel like things might be okay. Is it a dream?
Bosk pokes her side.
Don't go pussy like that. You had to mean it. Fucking give it a good go.
Takes two knuckles and just kind of Well, you're still here, right?
I guess. Guess it's reality then.
I'm happy to know that it is too.
That's a really funny sentence coming from you. Anyway.
That's why he said it.
But there's another thing. I'm just silent for a few moments. I'm scared about what to do next. I can't shake this bad feeling that something's gonna happen if I go with you all into the forest. This whole fated to die in an AL ruins thing makes me kinda antsy to go into any more of them. Especially after everything that happened last time. Yet, can I really avoid them forever if I'm to help you all? Just how many more will need to be visited? Should I just sit those out? Can I even afford to? She bites her lip and looks to the side, trailing off. And if I don't go, will I even be safe around here alone? There are some powerful people out there who know I'm connected to you all. I worry I could be used to get to you. And she shakes her head. I just don't... I don't know. What do you think I should do?
I think all of us are scared to go and explore more of them. I know I am, but to get to the bottom of things, sometimes you just have to go and look at what you really don't want to. So, despite being scared of and see about what will happen. All of us are still faithless, looking for our own answers. So come with us, Jasmal.
Maybe you're right. Despite where we're going, that's probably the safest move. There are no guarantees I'll be safe here alone, especially knowing that Creep knows of my ties to you all. And to be honest, I might not need to sleep, but I really don't like having to be awake in the dark hours. I want to be able to sleep again when I want to.
Almost like a normal person.
Without spooking out the slightest fucking movement in the shadows. Yeah. I'll come with.
When you were drunk out of how do people here say it again? Drunk
fucking
out of your
smashed.
ass.
You can say it.
Right, fucking smashed. You went inside your lantern. Well, dragged me with you.
You watched then as she just kind of visibly freezes for a moment, then just kind of looks down. Roll perception if you wish, by the way.
Okay. What the hell is my perception nowadays?
I think it's unchanged.
It's fair. Because I got enough skill experience.
I want to say, even with a 10, you see there's the slightest flush to the bottom of her cheeks. And then her mater. I was wondering about that.
You're gonna get an internal bleed if you keep flashing that much.
Shut your fucking mouth, but,
No.
We didn't... I mean,
No.
there was no...
Don't worry.
Right?
Of course. I am not that kind of a douchebag. In fact, I'm a bit insulted that you would think that.
I know you're not. But what if I was?
You would have been bound by magic.
Fair point. Whew. Well, that's a light off my shoulders. It's a load, I mean.
That's base. It is somewhat of a... It is your room, right?
Well, kinda. It's the room that I recreated.
Back during your time in Ramal al-Zaman, I assume?
Yep. It's my home away from home. I just kind of figured that if I couldn't see home, then it could bring home to me.
Well, based on everything I've already said during these days, I'm certain you'll see home again. I'll make sure you will.
If you say so. And I watch as the corners of my mouth form a very small smile, and the creases that you're familiar with wash away for a moment. She
You really
looks
should
a
smile.
lot younger.
Yep. Instead of like looking like she's in her 50s.
Yeah.
You really should smile more. You know, there is a physiological explanation that smiling expends less muscles, so it makes less creases. So that is why it would be wise for you to.
Well, how about this then, Spellboy? Give me a reason to smile. And just kind of grins at you.
But me being here isn't enough.
It's a start. Well. Anyway. You should go see Minerva for the first day. I'll catch you later, after. My pride as a woman won't allow me to just be the pity pick, you know? Plus, you made a promise to her. She points a finger at you. I may not want to lose you to her, but she deserves at least that much.
Bosk would then stand up. There's no need for you to speak about losing. You've already won.
I'll hold you to that.
Oh, and Jasmine.
What's up?
You know, you can always go back to your home, away from home. But can you really sleep there?
She raises an eyebrow. Okay, I'm gonna have to
I
roll
read
insight
from
on
a
you.
book that.
I'm gonna have to roll insight on you.
Okay.
Neither of us genuinely know how to respond to that. Let's see.
But it is simply that I read from a book that for humans it is easier to sleep if they are in a safe place. I was wondering if that would match the description of a safe place for you. But have you really been able to sleep in there? You know, without completely drowning yourself in alcohol?
Well, in theory, it should be a impenetrable space where I should be able to stick around. It's like a pocket dimension of sorts, and you'd have to be a god to go in. Well, they have gods
Yes,
about
but
us,
I'm
so
asking, but I'm asking, have you been able to sleep there?
I haven't really needed to. The first time I tried was when, you know.
Well, you sure snored a lot back then, so I'm pretty sure that you did.
She just slowly raises a finger towards you with her mouth open. Like just kind of like you know that meme is like fix this bow tie. Listen here, you little shit. That meme.
Listen here, you little shit.
And then she drops it, and then she just kind of chuckles a bit. Just get the fuck out.
catch me later tonight.
Yeah. See ya, Clack.
Dusk would then walk out.
Hold on a sec. Barmaid, elaborate.
Oh, nothing. Never mind. It's too late.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
with you having gotten a bit more insight into just what's going on in the barmaid's head, that's where we end the mini session. Knowing Jasmine a bit more than before.
Only time will tell how this develops.
Goes.
And hopefully, there'll be a lot of bright things ahead in the future of this very gloomy woman. You thirsty yet?